Hi, this is John. In this IT Taster video, we're going to take a look at some of the features of File Server Resource Manager in Microsoft Windows Server 2012. Managing storage and data presents a serious challenge to an organization. Poorly managed storage can be extremely costly and also present a security risk. File Server Resource Manager provides us with a set of tools that enable us to manage how data is stored. We can control the quantity, the type of data, and also monitor what's going on with detailed storage reports. And I'll show you how to do that in this two-part video. First thing we need to do is install File Server Resource Manager, and to do that we need to click Manage on the global menu, click Add Roles and Features, click Next on the first screen of the Add Roles and Features wizard. We need to go for a role-based or feature-based installation and click Next. Select your server. I've got just a one in this case, server 1, and click Next. You need to expand file and storage services and also expand file and iSCSI services. Scroll down and tick File Server Resource Manager. You need to add required features. Click Next again, and click Install. I've speeded things up a little there. The installation is now complete and we can click Close. To open File Server Resource Manager, we need to go to Tools on the global menu and click File Server Resource Manager. Now it's important to note the server you're managing. As you can see, we're currently managing the local server, but if we want to manage another computer, we simply need to go to Connect to another computer. All you need to do here is enter the remote computer name, but it's important to note that if you do want to do this, you need to enable FSRM management within the remote computer's firewall. The next thing we need to do is configure File Server Resource Manager, and to do that we need to right click File Server Resource Manager and choose Configure Options. Now I'm going to configure email notifications so we can receive information from FSRM. So I need to specify my SMTP mail server, which in this case is server1.ittaster.local, and specify my default administrator mailbox, which is admin@ittaster.local, and I'm going to send a test email just to check everything's working okay. And there we go. The next thing I'm going to do is choose the File Screen Audit tab and put a tick next to Record File Screening Activity in the auditing database. This is so that I can generate reports when we look at file screening a little later on in the video, and click OK. Now one of the really useful things we can do in File Server Resource Manager is set quotas to limit the amount of disk space available. Quotas can be applied to a disk volume or a folder. Now you can set quotas in NTFS too. For example, if we go to Windows Explorer and I right click my eVolume and go to Properties, and if I click the Quota tab, there you can see we have options to set quotas here. But there are some important differences to be aware of. NTFS quotas are much less flexible. They can only be applied to volumes, and notifications are sent to the event log only. But you do have the ability to apply quotas on a per user basis, which you cannot do with FSRM. Okay, to set a quota in FSRM, we need to expand Quota Management, click Quotas, right click Quotas, and choose Create Quota. We need to browse to select the volume or folder that we want to apply our quota to. I'm going to choose Storage Volume E and click OK. Now we have the option to use a built-in quota template, but I'm going to define a custom quota. Click Custom Properties, give your quota a description, I'll call it eVolume. Set your quota limit, I'm going to choose 1 GB. Now in FSRM we have two types of quota. Hard quotas prevent users from exceeding the limit set by preventing them from storing data if the quota limit is exceeded. Soft quotas enable us to monitor storage only, and users can exceed the limit set. I'm going to leave this set as a hard quota for now. Now I'm not going to do anything with notification thresholds just yet, so I'm going to click OK, click Create, and I'm going to save my custom quota without creating a template, and click OK. And there's our quota. We can see the volume or folder that our quota is applied to. We can see the quota usage, the quota limit, the type of quota, and our description. But there's a lot more we can do with quotas, and that's what I'm going to show you next. FSRM also allows us to apply quotas to folders, which can be extremely useful. I'm going to apply a couple of quotas to some folders so that you can see quotas in action. To do this, we need to go to Quotas, right-click Quotas, choose Create Quota, browse to the volume or folder that we want to apply our quota to. I'm going to expand our storage volume E and choose the Sales Department folder, and click OK. I'm going to define a custom quota, click Custom Properties. We need to give our quota a description. We'll call it Sales Folder. Now I'm going to set a very low quota limit of 2 MB. This is so we can see what happens when we exceed a quota. I'm going to select a hard quota, and I'm also going to add a notification to alert me. To set a notification threshold, we need to click Add. I'm going to configure a notification to be generated when usage reaches 90%. We can also send an email to the following administrators when the threshold is exceeded. We can also send an email to the end user who exceeded the threshold, and also we have the option to customize the email subject and the email body. The Event Log tab gives us the option to send a warning to the event log, and we can also run a command or script. FSRM can also generate a storage report if the threshold is exceeded. Tick Generate Reports, choose the report type, let's go with Files by Owner. I want the report to be emailed to the administrators. We can also send the report to the user who exceeded the threshold if we wish. Click OK, and that's our notification threshold configured. We now need to click OK. Click Create. I want to save my custom quota without creating a template. Click OK, and job done. I'll now quickly create a soft quota for the technical department. Browse to the folder. We'll define a custom quota. We'll give our quota a description. I'm going to set a quota limit of 2 MB so we can see what happens when we exceed the quota, but this time I'm going to set a soft quota. I'm going to add a notification threshold. We'll set the threshold at 90% again. I'd like an email to be sent to the following administrators. I'd also like FSRM to generate a storage report if the threshold is exceeded. And to do that, we need to click the Report tab. We need to click Generate Reports. I'm going to choose Files by Owner, and I'd also like the reports to be emailed to the following administrators. Click OK. Click OK again. Click Create, and I'm going to save the custom quota without creating a template, and click OK. We've configured a hard quota for the sales department and a soft quota for the technical department. Okay, let's take a look at our quotas in action now. I'm going to save a file which is a little over the 2 MB quota limit we applied to our folders so we can see what happens. Okay, let's go and grab a file. I'm going to use the Explorer application for this. We'll copy it. We'll go to our sales department folder and I'm going to click paste. Now remember, we set a hard quota of 2 megabytes for this folder, and there we go, we get a warning message telling us there's not enough space. The hard quota has prevented us from saving the file. Now if we go to our email, you'll notice we haven't received a notification. All we have is our test notification from earlier, and this is because we haven't actually exceeded the threshold because the file was too large to save in the first place. If I now try to paste the Explorer application into the technical department folder, now remember we set a soft quota limit of 2 megabytes. As you can see, we're allowed to save the file and exceed the soft quota. If we now go to our email, you'll notice we've got a couple of emails from FSRM, and if we open the first one, it tells us the user who exceeded the threshold, IT Taster Administrator. It tells us the folder, Technical Department. It tells us the quota limit of 2 meg, and it also tells us the current folder usage, which is 2.28 meg. We've also received a storage report, so we can double click it to open it. We're shown the reason the report was generated in response to our 90% threshold being exceeded on the Technical Department folder, and it's accompanied by lots of detailed report information. As you've seen, quotas can be an extremely useful tool, but we can also block specific file types from being saved to a volume or folder using file screens. Join me in part 2 and I'll show you how to configure file screens, and we'll also take a closer look at storage reports. I hope this video has been helpful. Please subscribe to the IT Taster channel, comments are welcome, and thanks for watching.